We've never shown that before.
Yeah, and by the way, if you want to buy extra solar panels, we also have a special where you get a 2-pack of the 160 watt for $499.99. And that will that go with all of the EcoFlows if you already have an EcoFlow?
It will, and that's the nice thing is that, so you're getting the 160 watt included with your Delta Pro. You can use that if you have any other power stations. You can use this solar panel with all of your other ones. We're showing you the 2-pack.
Yeah, that's item number 821109. It's $499.99, and that is on sale.
That is on sale, and one of the great things about that is that when we had the 110 watt solar panel, one of them used to be $300.
Right, and that's the one I have, is the 110 watt. And honestly, I bought mine a while ago, my EcoFlow with the solar panel, and the price was, I mean, it was a lot more because this price has really gone down. Like you're saving $750 today during this presentation that we just decided during the day we were going to do a 1-hour show, and that's it all day, nothing else before or after. If you get your EcoFlow Delta Pro with the solar panel, it's $750 off for my show. $750 off. If you want to get it without the solar panel, it's $550 off. So you're saving, $750 you're saving. It's like getting I mean, it's $500 for 2 solar panels. You can, with the savings, grab a couple extra solar panels. I mean, it really is extraordinary. But why do we need to have backup power, Justin?
Well,
why? Tell me why.
Well, I'll tell you why.
It's a mystery.
If you've ever been out of power, you know that gut-wrenching feeling of, we're not prepared.
Justin and I had that experience during a presentation of an EcoFlow. We were on air together, and HSN lost its power because we're in Florida. There was electricity, like a lightning strike.
Oblivious.
We thought maybe it was like a set, like a kind of a theatrical.
Can we do it real quick?
Yeah. Can we pretend?
Because we literally, we love being able to do this because
this is true.
When you hear it, when you hear that thunder that all of a sudden hits through that sound and the lightning that flickers and all of a sudden.
And there goes the power.
This happened to us in real time.
In real time. We thought they were pretending like we're doing now. This is a pretend
power
outage.
It looked just like this.
It looked exactly like this.
Which we were like, wow,
and we were like, wow, they're good.
The lighting guys are really good. They did a great job at simulating
And they're like, nope,
this.
we actually lost power. It was very ironic.
It was ironic. But why ultimately? Because there is nothing worse, especially if you're truly dependent on power, being out of power. And there's nothing worse than saying—
scary.
It is. It's, look, I've been through many hurricanes. I grew up in Miami. So I actually went through Hurricane Andrew. I can still remember as a kid us huddled up in the bathroom, in the tub, as Hurricane Andrew was going over us.
Oh my gosh,
we had
I didn't
the
know
radio. That. I remember, my parents were very young. I remember opening the refrigerator and there was slices of, Kraft cheese.
Okay.
And I'm not exaggerating. That's a scary thing, and that's a memory that has lasted forever with me. But how many hurricanes have I been through since? We were out of power for 2 weeks at one time, and we were going to the car to recharge our cell phones. We had no way of, outside of having a gas generator. But guess what? You say, well, yeah, but I've got a gas generator. You're not prepared for 2 weeks of being out of power.
Right.
Okay. That's why I say, how much gas can you store?
Right. That's why you need a solar panel.
That's the amazing part about having your solar panel is that it's the unknowns. You don't know when you're going to be out of power, and you don't know how long you're going to be out of power for. And that's where this fills in. And that's why when we show you, like, why do you want the 2 extra solar panels? Because the more solar that you have, the faster you can recharge your power station. And then the best part of that is that now you've got, what is that? Let's say you just have 2 solar panels, right? That's 320 watts. 320 watts that you're using, that's 320 watts of sun power, right? That's just like we have got wind power. Now you're using the sun to power everything that you've got plugged into your power station. So you were asking me, well, if you've got something plugged in and you've got your solar panel, like, is it going to be powering? Like, how does that work? It's all pass-through power. So if I've got my solar panels, the sun is powering anything I've got plugged into my power station. So it's conserving the power that I have on my power station, making it last even longer. So just like if you ever have, people, now it's become very popular to We see all the time solar panels on people's roofs, right? Well, you can literally switch the power, right? You can switch from just,
No,
you've got...
I have that.
Oh, wait, I'm saying, you know how people have that?
Yeah, I do. No, I told you that.
You're one of those people.
We turned our whole house over to solar. We have solar, we did that. Because of having more control over the power is a big deal. I have an EcoFlow. I have solar panels. Believe me, I want to be prepared.
There's nothing worse than being caught not prepared, and there's a lot of different metaphors that I could use, maybe not appropriate for on air.
Yes.
Okay, but the reality is that you never want to feel like, we watched that and we said, I don't know, is that going to happen to us? And that's usually when it happens to you, right? It's like Murphy's Law is always that,
I think that's the last word you said when it happened to us in the studio live.
Probably was.
You jinxed us, and then it happened because we did.
I always say, especially when we're on air, if it's going to happen, if it can happen, it's going to happen, right? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that saying just rings true all the time because it doesn't matter where you are or how you're affected. We're all affected differently.
I know we've only got 6 minutes left in this presentation. One of the things I want to show you is all the different things that the EcoFlow Pro, this is the Delta Pro, will, and I'd love for you to talk to this because this is really different than all the other ones. We're not talking about cell phones, we're talking about washing machines.
This is going to power, this is going to power 99.9% of your home appliances, right? This is going to power everything that you've got in your house, and not just for a little bit. I don't know if we can just hold that graphic for a little bit longer because I want you to see. That washing machine is 3 hours. That's 40 hours on your refrigerator. That's 22 hours with your TV. That means you can pretty much watch every single Harry Potter movie that is in existence on one just charge. Your microwave for 2.5 hours. A CPAP machine for 51.5 hours. These are numbers that we just simply don't ever say when we're talking about any other power stations. And of course, just a little bit more, and we're not showing you the numbers necessarily, but this will recharge your electric vehicle. This will power up all of your high wattage appliances like your electric frying pan, your toaster oven, your coffee maker, your electric grill, your air fryer, your hot plate. Think about all of those things. One of the things that you were talking about was, how nice would it be if you had a hot plate that you got whatever it might be? Could be, Wolfgang Puck, could be Curtis Stone. It's a hot plate that you picked up here at HSN. And then you have a pot of water that you can now boil and cook food with.
Yeah.
And can you do that right now? If you lost power, could you be able to cook food? Could you be able to use, actually, let me come over here. Could you come over to a full-size microwave, let me put in 25 seconds right here, and then say, we're just gonna go ahead and heat up, what was I calling them, chicken nuggies?
Chicken nuggies.
My dad was like, don't ever.
Don't ever say that on TV
what I want to tell you is like, and by the way, don't ever admit that you like soggy chicken nuggets. I don't care, whatever. Use your air fryer, use your microwave, use your high wattage appliances, and have hot food. Use a hot plate so you can literally boil water. And one of the best ways.
Make coffee.
Oh, right, make coffee.
Make a coffee.
And heat yourself up from within. So be able to have hot food to literally warm yourself up so you can warm up soup. Cook, what we typically do is what we do. In emergency, I know I do, I get cans of soup. It's the easiest thing. I get cans of soup. I know that if I don't use them, they're going to last me a lot longer.
Right.
I can put them in my microwave, heat it up, and now it'll warm me up in a winter storm.
Open the can and put them in a bowl first.
Okay.
I do mother him a lot, but I'm just giving him some tips for
cooking.
cooking.
I did admit to putting in bagel bites for 45 minutes one time.
Yes, you did. So you make me very concerned, your knowledge of microwaving.
Okay, look, I was 10 years old, all right?
I forgive you.
I've grown slightly since.
Yes.
So I just plugged in a light and a fan, 20 hours right now with a light and our fan, and that's not even including the fact that we're still powering up our full-size refrigerator in the background. If you know or have ever been in an emergency, the first thing that you typically do is you're going to make sure that you've got all the necessities like food and water, and that's because that's the things that we need to survive, right? I mean, that's why we go ahead and buy those types of things. You have your full-size refrigerator, full-size freezer, and then, of course, one of the things that we were talking about was how nice would it be to not just be able to cool ourselves, but or the food, be able to cool ourselves with a actual portable AC unit.
Yeah, portable AC unit and a CPAP machine. We talk about things like my daughter and I have asthma using, there's an inhaler, it's called
nebulizer.
God, I don't know why it went out of my head right now. I have a home nebulizer that you plug in. I think, what, do you have that? We've talked about this before.
This is not, I'm not even kidding. This is not a joke. In the middle of a hurricane, could not find my inhaler when I was a kid, and I had an asthma attack, and we had to use and I had to use the nebulizer. We had no way of powering it. We had to rush to an emergency emergency clinic in the middle of a hurricane because I couldn't breathe. I mean, just
Well,
like I
also
say Murphy's
think
Law,
that,
it always goes bad then.
But also, those kind of terrifying situations don't help an asthma attack. Let's put it that way.
Well, probably not, no.
You know, I'm just saying, because having had asthma attack, my daughter, so there's all sorts of reason. You know, you talk about the terror of not being able to breathe, not being able to breathe when you sleep and things like that. These are things that you need power for in this day and age that you have. I mean, whether you get this EcoFlow or another alternate power source, it's becoming less and less expensive, more and more accessible, and also those power outages and weather emergencies, sadly, are becoming more and more frequent. So here at HSN, in this 1 hour, I know we only have 2 minutes left in the show, we have a deal on our most powerful EcoFlow that we've ever had on air. We launched this at about $3,600, and that wasn't that long ago. In this show, we're doing it for